Today is Thursday, Parashat Nasso. We're learning Chok Leisrael. Today we'll explain the Halakha Psuka and the Musar. So Halakha Psuka says, Chayav Adam levarech mea berachot ben hayom ve'alayla. Every person should say 100 blessings a day. It's like a 24-hour period between the night and the day. Umayin mea berachot. How do you get 200 berachot? So he starts by saying, there's verse 23, Kav Gimel Berachot, there's 23 Berachot beginning of the day. You have Birkot HaShachar, and then you have 7 Berachot of Kriyat Shema, because there are 2 Berachot before, and 2 Berachot after, in the evening, and in the morning, 2 Berachot before, and Bracha after, so that's 7. So you're already at 30, then you have Tzitzit, you have Tefillin, you have then the Amidah. The Amidah has in it 19 berachot actually. If you multiply that by 3, that's 57 brachot. And then you have, let's say you've done that 3 times a day, then also when you eat seudah, you have to say bracha before, you have to do tilat yadayim, you have to say birkat mazon afterwards if you eat bread. And then it goes on, and you get easily 200 berachot if you make sure that every time that you're obligated to say bracha, whether it's a prayer, whether it is Birkot HaShachar, whether it is the partaking of a food, or even after a person goes out of the bathroom, all these berachot will add up to 100 and more. However, on Shabbat, it says, but Shabbat and Yom Tov, since the Amidah of Shabbat or Yom Tov is a shorter Amidah, in terms of blessings, there are only 7 blessings, not 19. So in that case, you have to add more berachot. How do you add more berachot? So tzech lashlim me'ah berachot min haperot. You have more snacks. You have maybe in between the meals. You have also suda shlishit. So you'll find ways to add more berachot. Some people even add some berachot of smelling, maybe like something that is, has a fragrance in it. That they said to say also bracha for Besanim. But basically, in short, to add a little bit more of berachot, a snack, so that you do a bracha before, the bracha after, if it's food. He says here, ketzad achal me'at yerek, he eats a little bit of vegetable, he does a bracha before, acharab, and after, and then eats again from a fruit, and he does a bracha, so that he will be completing, so that every day he'll have said 100 berachot, and that's a great thing to keep in mind and to fulfill this idea of doing at least 100 berachot a day. Musar. The Musar today for Chok Leisrael explains. This is what a person should have in mind and keep in mind these words. Al ya'avod Adam et bor'o lema'an yirash gan Eden ela me'ahavat Hashem u'mitzvato shehu yotzro ve'ribono. When he serves Hashem, when he does mitzvot, he should not do it in order to acquire paradise, to have that in mind. He just wants that reward. But it should be really for the pure reason of love for Hashem, and because Hashem, His Creator, He's the Creator and the Master, He commanded Him. So you do it out of love of Hashem, and because it's a mitzvah to do what Hashem commanded us. Of course, there's a reward that is promised us to a person who does mitzvot, but the motive, the purest motive, and the best way to do a mitzvah is l'shem shamayim. Just because Hashem commanded us, and He is the Creator of the world, and we want to fulfill and to do it out of love for Hashem. And when a person is alone, Yahshov, he should think, al devarim she'enam mehugarim, that if there are things that are not right to do, when he's like just alone, he should think that if he were in the presence of people, he would not do something that is improper out of shame. There's a lot of things that people don't do, things that are improper, because there would be a shame from people seeing him doing that thing that would be shameful. And therefore, sometimes when a person is in private, nobody is around, he might be tempted to do something that he would not do in the presence of others. So he should think, if I was in the presence of others, would I do that? No, it would be a shame to do that. And therefore, even in a private setting, when you're just by yourself, gam ata lo ya'asenu. He should not do it also when he is private and he's just by himself, when he's alone. Because the way of the wicked is they do their things in obscurity. There is secret. And they say, Miro enu, who sees me? Nobody is aware of what I'm doing. Umiyod enu, and who knows about what I'm doing? And therefore, that's how the wicked, the Reshaim, that's their justification to do things when nobody is looking. But the idea, as the Musar tells us, whatever you're about to do, think, would I do it in public, in the front of people? I would be ashamed to do that. Then I'm not going to do it even when I'm by myself. And this is what the blessing that this Hacham, which was Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai, this is what he told his students. He told them, Yehi mora shamayim alechem, may the fear of heaven be upon you, kemora basar v'dam, just as much as you fear basar v'dam, flesh and blood, in other words, people. The same way you're afraid of people sometimes, you're embarrassed from people, you should have that same fear from heaven, and to be ashamed from Hashem, not to do things that are right, that are wrong. Because if you do things that are wrong, you say, I would be ashamed to do it in front of people. But Hashem sees everything that you do. That's why we have the concept of Shiviti Hashem Nenegdi Tamid. I always imagine that Hashem is right in front of me. And therefore, I would do only the things that are proper. That was today, the Musar and the Halakha Pesuka and the Musar for today. From Chok Leisrael for Thursday, Parashat Nasso. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.